Be honest, man. You've probably been scrolling for the past 30 minutes, or maybe an hour. You're probably trying to study for that exam. Maybe you were working on your business. But you somehow just ended up on YouTube. And honestly, that is totally fine. Because what's really funny is the modern world is designed to be the easiest place to live, right? Gen Z has it easy. We, have access to anything we want. We can get any source of information, right? We have the easiest life, but yet every single person in this generation is escaping to video games, to social media every single day from their problems. And you're probably saying right now that isn't you, but you've probably tried all of these productivity tactics, right? You've tried the Pomodoro technique, you've tried waking up at 4 a.m, doing the intermittent fasting, right? But nothing has worked. I myself tried all of these things for ages, for months, and saw no results. My productivity was the exact same, and it was until I changed my internal state, which is what I'm going to go over in this video. And I know for a fact this is the one reason why you aren't productive yourself. So if you can just give me a few minutes of your time, however long this is, like 7 minutes, you will escape this cycle once and for all, and you will be able to focus on your work like there's no tomorrow. But just before I go into this problem and how you can actually solve it, I just want to tell you a quick story. You see, it's August 2022 and I'm sitting in the doctor's office. My mom is sitting next to me, right? And this woman, 60 years old, 70 years old, is calling me skinny. I'm literally getting cooked by an elderly person because I was so skinny. Because during COVID, all I did was play video games all day. All I did was just stay in my room, do nothing. I wouldn't even go outside. Like, it would be 6 months, 7 months. I wouldn't go outside, I wouldn't touch grass. I would sit in my room and just play Grand Theft Auto all day. I stopped doing all forms of exercise, and I literally managed to put like 2,500 hours into GTA in the span of 1 year. So that's like 105 days if you don't know, because I know this because I calculated it earlier, like a few months ago. And that led to the point where I was losing so much weight, I wouldn't take care of my health. I would just eat junk food all day. And it got to the point where I was 49 kg at 15. And obviously my parents are starting to worry about me because I'm super skinny, right? I'm skinnier than most of the girls in my school. And when you're constantly getting called skinny every single day by people at school, by your parents, by your friends even, it really starts to affect your mental health. It really starts to affect your life. And that was probably the breaking point for me. Do you know what I did? Instead of trying to fix my life, instead of actually acknowledging their criticism and starting to go to the gym, starting to bulk, right? I used video games to escape from reality. I used social media to escape my life, and I didn't improve anything. I was leveling up someone else's character instead of leveling up mine. And I know for a fact, if I didn't try to improve my life, if I didn't get out of this rut where I'll just escape from reality every single day, I probably wouldn't even be here, to be honest. And that is really sad to say, but thankfully I actually started to improve my life. I started to take care of my health. I started to be way more productive in my life. And over the next 2 years up until now, I went through the craziest transformation of my life. I became much more productive in my day. I started to go to the gym every single day for 7 days a week and basically never missed a day. I stopped doom scrolling on my phone. As soon as I stopped scrolling on social media, my life got so much better. And I know for a fact this is the exact problem you're facing right now, because most people have unresolved trauma problems in their life, and that is causing them to always go on YouTube when they're trying to work. That is causing them to always open up YouTube, watch Sidemen for 5 hours a day, right? And just before I go into the problem you're facing and the solution to it, I just want to say, if you want to join the Discord below and get access to a ton of free resources, get personal advice from me, click the first link in the description. Maybe you were bullied in school, so you want to escape reality with video games. Maybe you're really skinny like me, so every single time you looked in the mirror you just hated what you saw, so you would escape to video games as well. And if you're really being honest with yourself, you've watched productivity videos, you've watched my videos, but nothing has worked for you. I know for a fact this is your one problem, and if you solve this, you will be much more productive. You're using all of the distractions in your life to escape from your reality, and that is the reason why you aren't productive. The reason why I couldn't focus on my work, the reason why I didn't want to go to the gym, the reason why I didn't want to progress towards my goals was because my brain was flooded with the negative thoughts every single day. And obviously I didn't want to think about any of those things, so I would use video games to escape. It would take my mind off my problems. And I know most people have already clicked off this video because it's not the dopamine releasing thing they wanted to hear. They, were expecting the black coffee with extra whatever supplement that boosts your productivity, right? They were expecting like a really good web extension that would hack their brain or something. But really, if you've got all these problems in your life, your brain is never going to focus on that. It's going to focus on those problems instead. It's like the analogy when you're trying to like get an apple off a tree, but the tree is rotten. You're climbing up the tree, you're trying to get this apple, right? But it's all rotten. There's no point climbing it, there's no point trying to be productive when you haven't fixed these problems to begin with. So what I want you to do is make a promise to yourself that you will improve your mental health, that you will actually take my advice, because I know for a fact if you don't do this, you will keep on watching these productivity videos trying to find the best hack, right, the best schedule to do. It won't work for you, because if it did, you wouldn't be watching this video, you wouldn't be on YouTube right now, you would be working on your business, you would be studying for your exam, you would be going to the gym. When you improve your mental health, you find joy in the work, but when you're still addicted to that stimulation, that escapism from reality, you will always find yourself scrolling on social media. Regardless if you watch my videos, you will still not be productive. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you how to improve your mental health, show you how you can actually get rid of all this trauma inside your mind, this negative thoughts that is causing you to be unproductive, because I know for a fact, I've said it millions of times in this video, if you solve this, you will solve your productivity issues. The first thing I did to improve my mental health, right after this period when I was, going to the doctors, I was getting called skinny, I wasn't being productive, I was using video games to escape, right? The first thing I did, and you've probably heard this millions of times before, but I started to meditate. It drastically improves your focus, but what it also does is it gets rid of all the negative thoughts inside your mind. It's like going to the gym, because most people don't realize that leveling up your mental health is a learnable skill, because when you're working, you're not flooded with all these thoughts, you're not flooded with these distractions. You can focus on one thing for a longer period of time. The simple way you can meditate right now is first by sitting straight. Don't slouch over with this bad posture like I used to, right? Close your eyes and actually start to focus on one thing in particular. So usually this is a breath. I like to focus on the breath, but it can be a sound, it can be anything, right? But as you start to focus on this one thing, your brain will gradually lose its focus. You'll start to get that negative thought, that traumatic experience in your mind. But as soon as that happens and you become aware of that, you have to redirect your attention back onto the thing you're meant to be focusing on. And when you do this, you're basically freeing your mind from all the distractions, and it allows you to focus so much better. And there's an app that I use to meditate called Medito, and there's also one called Stoic. If you just type in Stoic and then like a dot, it should come up. That's a better one in my opinion. But you can probably find tons of guided meditations on YouTube, on Medito. There's tons of courses on there. First thing I want you to do right after this video is to meditate. Set a timer for 3 minutes and meditate. Try and do everything I've just said, and I guarantee after you feel so much better. The next mental health exercise I want you to do that will really improve your productivity is something called journaling. And I know you're thinking this is some girly thing, mate, right? You got the pink diary, you're gonna write your thoughts, what happened in a day. But no, this is actually something most successful people do, because it simply allows you to untie the knots inside your mind. Because right now there's tons of knots in your mind. You've got negative thoughts about that one thing, you've got that problem here that you haven't solved. When you journal, you untie all of these knots and you solve all the problems. You realize how small these problems are, and it kind of lifts that weight off your chest. And when you do this, you won't be worrying about that one thing that keeps on crossing your mind. You won't be thinking about that experience you had, maybe bullying from school. So to journal, all you have to do is literally get a piece of paper, a pen, and just write down your thoughts. What are you thinking right now? Maybe a thought comes into your mind that is disrupting you, that is traumatic to you. Instead of running away from it every single day, why don't you attack it head on? Why don't you actually see why it keeps on coming up in your mind, why it's traumatic to you? So those are the 2 actionable steps I want you to do. The first thing I want you to do is meditate. Realize the reason why you aren't productive is simply because of your mental health. It's the way you view yourself. It's your current identity. It's your current thought process that is causing you to escape reality, that is causing you to go on YouTube every single day. And also to journal your thoughts down. Put your thoughts down on paper, untie the knots in your mind. Now I will just say though, a lot of people won't agree with me on this, but trauma can be a great motivator to stay productive. The one reason why I changed my life was simply because I hated the position I was in, and that was enough to fuel me to stay productive. That was enough to fuel me to get off YouTube, the 5-minute scrolling sessions, right, and actually stay productive the entire day. But it's when the trauma causes you to escape your reality, the work you're trying to do, that it becomes a problem that we need to solve, alright? And like I said at the start of the video, if you want to join the Discord, get access to a ton of free resources, get personal advice from me, click the first link in the description, alright? Please take action on this. I know most people are not going to do it because it's, it's not the thing they want to hear, but I'm making this video because I need you to hear this. This is something you need to hear yourself, alright? Goodbye, have a nice day. You'll get elbowed in the face again. Goodbye.